Mark, another late goal. How do you sum up your frustration at the end of that match this afternoon?
I mean, I'm gutted. I mean, everything about the game was as we expected. You know, the nature of their performance, the way they play. We set ourselves out, you know, tactically. You know, the punters in the stand shouting us to get, you know, two strikers on there. You know, the game against Inverness has to be a tactical game. You know, they're the most tactical team outside of Celtic that we play in the league. And if we play with two strikers from the beginning of the day, we probably lose 3 or 4-0. Don't worry about that, because of the nature of our players. So we have to make allowances for that, play to our strengths, but guard against our weaknesses. You know, so we played 3 players in the middle of the park, which didn't allow them to play their game. We stopped them from playing. You know, they got the goal. Yep, that was disappointing, and I thought it was slightly against the run of play. But we kept going, doing what we thought was right, doing what we thought the plan should be, and we got the goal from a set play that we'd worked on in training. Then, you know, as everyone can see, we've looked at the video 100 times, we thought at the time, it's a blatant free kick on Gomez. It should be given. We're probably going into a game then, either we go up that end and score from, you know, the result of the free kick, or we go to Inverness in midweek for a replay. You know, to lose the game in those circumstances is absolutely gutting, and, you know, it feels like a dagger in your guts. You know, it really, you know, I can't describe how angry I am, you know, and disappointed again. We're talking about referees and a decision, but generally speaking, tactically we got it right. You asked John Hughes what he thought about the way we played against them. You know, when they were shouting for 2 strikers, he was joining in, because he knows that if we put 2 strikers up, it's going to give him a better chance of winning the game. So, you know, I can't fault the lads. You know, the performance was good. You know, we take it into the Kilmarnock game, keep doing this, and we'll win games.
You were ready to put Louis Moult on just as we equalised, and you kind of held that one back. Was that just to make sure nothing was given away at 1-1?
Yeah, I mean, you know, at 1-0 down and putting Louis on, we were risking losing 2-0. You know, that's what we felt. You know, our best chance of getting back in the game was with the same shape, you know, maybe a slight change of personnel. You know, we looked at the idea of putting Cads in the middle of the park, playing with the 3 and putting Lyon on the far side. But, you know, we ended up doing what we done. Certainly the changes it wasn't the cause of the goal. The cause of the goal was the fact that, you know, when the foul wasn't given, we were a man down, and the boy was able to run through and, you know, and hit a tremendous shot.
You mentioned refereeing decisions. You were upset with last week's as well, and obviously another one today. Has the referee given you any explanation for any of these decisions after games?
He was 4 yards away from it. He said he thought it wasn't a foul. Well, I hope he goes home through there. I hope he's embarrassed. You know, the same as the guy last week at Dundee looked at that penalty kick that he gave against Cads and should be embarrassed, you know. So, you know, it's just you know, the big thing is that these decisions are costing us games, you know, costing us points, or costing us exit from the cup, you know. And it's just hard to bear, you know, both for the supporters and obviously for the players. You know, it's hard on us, but we just have to come through it. The players played well today. Their attitude was fantastic. You know, there was some really good individual performance. You know, Chris Cadden again. You know, so we take that into the Kilmarnock game. That's absolutely all we can do.
Yeah, you mentioned the Kilmarnock game. This is a whole week now to prepare for that one. I guess that'll be the focus all week, and ready for that one. They've got the cup. I know the replay things after the game next week, but they may have that in the back of their mind, which may help us next week.
Yeah, well, I think that the Kilmarnock game's always been the priority. We talked about, you know, taking a good performance today into the Kilmarnock game before the game today. You know, we're talking about the Kilmarnock game, so we know that's the priority. But we also wanted a run in the cup, you know, and to be knocked out in the circumstances. You know, great goal, great strike by the boy, but you know, he's got away with murder really in terms of the free kick.